Welcome to Third Eye on the Prize, a portal for presence in a world addicted to appearances. Today's reflection begins with a woman I see often who works at a store near where I live. She has vitiligo, a condition where the immune system attacks cells that create pigment, so patches of skin lose their color. Michael Jackson had this, as well as another autoimmune disease called discoid lupus, which causes changes in the skin as well as very painful inflammation. For more than 2 decades, he struggled with how to manage what was happening to his body while performing in the fishbowl of stardom. Feeling how hard that must have been is heartbreaking. This says so much about our ego-based attachment to appearances, which, as the Buddha taught, are always transient and impermanent. It also touches on the way we idolize and then dehumanize artists. The great poet Nikki Giovanni said it best in her poem for Aretha. We eat up artists like there's going to be a famine at the end of those 3 minutes. The body speaks through silence, through sensation, and sometimes through the skin itself. We love these artists because of the beauty of their artistry and the joy we feel when they're performing, not their physical beauty. But so often, the outward beauty is used to sell and promote the artistry so that we buy the records and the merch and the concert tickets. It's pretty safe to say that each of us has disconnected from our own body at one time or another, especially when feeling pain or tension or discomfort or panic. But ultimately, each body has its own wisdom and it doesn't know how to lie, which means we should always pay attention to its signals. This is a poem I wrote called Body Talks to Mind. It's the voice of the body talking to the mind, which, let's face it, likes to dominate things a lot of the time. I don't trust you to protect me. Your judgment is faulty. If I leave it up to you, you're likely to hurt me, pushing too hard, or running scared and avoiding me altogether. At least major parts. Not to mention the whole of me, my integrity. I'm trying to get your attention here so we can work together and be integrated, but you keep wanting to split off and fragment, wrongly believing you have all the answers. You do have the advantage of proximity to mouth, language, expression, articulation. You two share the head, where eyes, ears, nose, and tongue reside. So you try to monopolize almost all the senses, control, interpret, put your spin on whatever comes in, filter, evaluate, compartmentalize. But at least I have the enveloping power of touch. Clairvoyant organ of the skin, covering me from head to toe, palms, fingertips, soles of the feet, nerve endings, strokes, caresses, slaps, taps, quivers, shivers, goose flesh, warm and cool, pain and pleasure, itches, scratches, and tickles. At least I have all that. And people with vitiligo do have to be careful in the sun, but it's not life-threatening. The hardest part is the way other people look at you or look away. That's why I admire this woman in the store, because she seems to radiate being okay with her visible difference. As if she's saying, this is what is. If you've got a problem, it's yours to deal with, not mine. I find that incredibly powerful. If you ever feel uncomfortable in the presence of someone with a severe disability, or someone sleeping on the pavement outside Stop and Shop, or someone whose body, identity, or behavior challenges your ideas about how things should be, ask yourself, what is this telling me about my mind? About the stories I've unconsciously absorbed? Because these people, the ones who jar us, are teachers. We have something to learn from them. Take Jonathan Van Ness. Long hair, full beard, heels, skirt, chest hair, confidence. Masculine and feminine coexisting, not asking permission. Embodying something that makes some people uncomfortable. And strange as it may sound, that's the gift. So if you're uncomfortable, get curious. Like Jane Goodall, sitting in the Tanzanian wilderness, studying chimpanzees for 60 years. watching them without judgment, just patient observation, not projecting preconceived ideas onto them, but asking, what is actually happening here? That kind of looking in presence dissolves separation between observer and observed. Now imagine applying that same radical curiosity inward. Michael Jackson was a brilliant but deeply troubled person, thrown into the machinery of fame and show business at a young, fragile age. Imagine if he had felt safe enough to say, "This is what I look like now. It doesn't change my artistry. It doesn't change the way I sing or dance." Wow, how powerful and moving that would have been. And how sad that such a talent was gone so young, seemingly consumed by a need to escape into anesthetics. But don't we have to collectively own up to some of this incessant idolizing of celebrities, this mad attachment to appearances? When we confuse surface for self, we suffer. When we confuse surface for truth, we suffer. When we judge the ripples on the surface of the ocean and forget that we are the depths beneath, we lose each other, we lose ourselves. So this woman in the store with her beautiful dual-toned skin is quietly reminding all of us, it's just pigment. Chill out. Instead of one color, I've got two. So what? So what? Thanks for listening. This world is loud about appearances. Let's be the ones who listen for essence. Let's use discomfort as a doorway to see deeper, to look deeper. Until next time, keep your third eye on the prize, and remember, truth is beyond belief.